Welcome back again to this channel, and before we start, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. So Constable James Mukhwana currently is in custody over the brutal killing of blogger and teacher Ojwang, and he has finally broken his silence, revealing chilling details about what transpired on the night of 7th June 2025 while Ojwang was held at the Central Police Station. So make sure to watch until the end in order to know the full story over the brutal killing of the blogger and teacher Ojwang and who ordered the instructions of the killing. So the damning statement recorded by detained police constable James Mukhwana directly implicates the officer commanding station, Samson Talam, alleging that he issued instruction to discipline Ojwang. Orders, Mukhwana claims, originated from Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Langat. So this comes despite OCS Talam having publicly distanced himself from the murder allegations. So in his detailed statement to investigators from the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, Mukhwana narrates being summoned to the OCS office during his shift. He was allegedly told this, and I quote, "There is a directive from the DIG Langat. Do you know him? They are officers from the DC headquarters bringing a suspect here at 8 p.m. Tell the inmates to discipline him a bit," end of quote. So when Mukhwana raised concerns about what could go wrong, he says he was warned against questioning orders as a junior officer and bluntly told that disobedience could cost him. So later that night at around 9 p.m., a black Subaru pulled up at the station. Inside was a man in handcuffs, later identified as Ojwang. So Mukhwana says he called OCS Talam, who confirmed that Ojwang was the suspect in question. So Ojwang was booked into custody at around 9:20 p.m. and shortly after, the assault began inside the last cell opposite the toilets. So Mukhwana said that 4 inmates, Colin Sireri, Gil Amonito, Brian Mwaniki and Eric Ndumbi, were instructed to carry out beatings. All 4 have since been arrested and arraigned in court. So as the beatings escalated, Mukhwana claims he and other officer PS Kimani rushed in to stop the torture. So Mukhwana says Ojwang was found bleeding, leaning against the wall. So Mukhwana also says he immediately asked the deputy OCS Samuel Nganga to take Ojwang to hospital. So it was around 10 p.m. when he left for home. The following day on June 8th, he began receiving numerous calls from colleagues asking him if he had heard what had happened to Ojwang. When he reached out to Nganga for clarity, he was advised to call the OCS Talam. So Talam reportedly brushed off his concerns, telling him this, and I quote, "Things are not bad," and that they were safe. So but by the June of 11, Mukhwana had been summoned by IPOA to record a formal statement. So he admits that in his initial statement, he withheld the truth as part of a pact among the officers to cover for one another. However, he later discovered he was being scapegoated by his colleagues. Haunted by guilt, Mukhwana says he returned to IPOA on June 12th and asked to record a second truthful statement. He was arrested and taken to Capitol Hill Police Station. There he finally came clean. So through his lawyers, Mukhwana has now requested placement under witness protection, stating he is ready to tell the whole truth.